in the mix.
Pika. Sugar German, the Bonno. You are not the Bonno. The Marite Gloro, me the Bonno. They are just a rotty, they were. I say, my war is judging the world. So I tell you. By Jaway, big one there by Jaway, big one there by Jaway. Susanna Twati, Yakele Tapia, Sabe de Elo, Red Passa, Ajamo, Jamai. Yok Mablen, your dear Moblen, your way. After Dewey, Yakele Palu, Federama, begin now on a big. So I tell you, the Moravia, the Moravia. So I tell you, and Danetta, and Daniel Ruawa.
Welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio.com, LPR. Welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio.com, LPR. Welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio.com, LPR.
Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again this evening. Wonderful Monday afternoon. We say thank you. We're going to be rocking it again. We're going to be doing rows. We were doing rows the other day when we got shut down by some freak accident up the street here. So anyhow, I want to welcome all of you and say thank you very much for joining us. We're doing some stuff here on LPR And very shortly, you will see how good the leadership of Mr. Alfonso Zionso is. Because you will find out here on LPR that we're moving, we're not waiting. And very shortly, you will see some handiwork of Mr. Alfonso Zionso, what he does. As a leader of LPR, what type of stuff he demands out of us. And we're doing our best. We're doing our best. And I want to say thank you very much, Mr. So. We appreciate your leadership. Mr. Nathaniel Cryport, Mr. Mazzola, and Mr. Alan Jeru. I really, really do appreciate working with you guys. Thank you very much. But anyway, folks, tonight's program is going to be all roads, leading where to economic viabilities, and that's what we're here to talk about tonight. We will be doing that. I jot down some numbers here. Hopefully, we will be able to follow these numbers, and hopefully, we'll be able to understand why is it taking this long for Liberians to have a decent road. Not perfect road, but at least decent road, drivable road. In other words. So anyhow, if you stay with me tonight, you're gonna enjoy yourself. Share the video, share this video, and as usual, let's start with Dr. Weah. And folks, by now you know who Dr. Weah is, and so let's put that up there and start from there. It's a wonderful Monday afternoon. That's the President of the Republic of Liberia, folks, Dr. George Weah. He's the President of the Republic of Liberia, going into his second year or so, almost finishing second year. And but so far so good. I mean, things that every government, no government is perfect, folks, and so I'm not going to go into that here tonight. I am going to be talking about roads, and since I'm going to be talking about roads, specifically Liberian roads, specifically southeastern road, because I am from the southeastern, and it doesn't mean that I cannot talk about other roads, but I'm very much concerned with the delay. I'm not too sure what is the problems, but we're working on some informations, and we'll be talking about that. Wednesday, I'm going to have a program here Wednesday, and hopefully I will get somebody from Liberia to talk to about the economic summit that was just held recently. And my understanding, they're coming out along well, and very shortly, hopefully the person will send us some information that will be able to allow us to read through and have a sense of where this thing is heading. But I also want to thank Dr. Weah for the opportunity given to Liberians to discuss this. Folks, but Wednesday, I know people are going to say, by the time I'm done with my Wednesday show, they're going to ask me for a CDC ID card. Simple as that, because I'm going to be truthful, folks. The man came out some time ago and said, I'm going to try to open up a dialogue so we will be able to discuss economic issues in this country. And then other people are complaining, why is he doing that? I really don't understand that. But that's who we are. We're not certified anyway. So I'm not gonna worry about it. But tonight's program, folks, is a very little concern for me that the roads in the southeastern side continue to be a problem. I called my son yesterday. He and I was talking, and I said, well, I want you to go back to Town. He said, I can't go anywhere right now. The road not only cut out in Nima County, but between Tapeta and Sesto River. And he described the area to me, and I remember that particular area, and I know exactly why that area was going to be a problem when it's raining, especially now that the clay has been exposed. The clay have then, in the summertime, the clay turned to dust, and obviously, if it's turned to dust in the summertime, in the rainy season, it's going to be mud, and that's all it is, because it don't go nowhere in the rainy season. And so that's exactly, and the grade on the road that he was describing, because when we were climbing our hill, I also knew very well that when it's rainy, it's going to be difficult, because the grade is almost like 8%, folks. Grade on a highway, 8%. In only you do that in the mountain areas, but on a highway like Liberia, there should be no reason why we should have 8%. Okay. So you can cut those things, but anyway, that's what it is, and that's what it is. And then he told me something else. He said the road from Toll Town to Zwedru no longer exist. People are not able to travel from Toll Town to Zwedru because it's cut off. And so things are bad. Things are bad. And he also told me that they were supposed to fix the road. However, when I recognized the other day that it has something on where they were, the superintendent, the rest of the county official was talking about fixing the road, I started having some bad feelings because I saw how the county officials were trying to fix the addicts in Zwedru. And I thought to myself, if these people can do something like this in Zwedru, can you imagine what they were going to do on this big road? And that my suspicions has been confirmed. And that is what happened was, and what is happening in that area, they have gone out to collect dirt and try to fill in the rainy season, mind you. Not only are they trying to fill in, but you cannot achieve compaction in the rainy season, because as soon as you put the dirt down, the water go through, and you can't tell me you're going to beat the road. I said beat the road to compact. You can't beat it until you get compaction. There's no way, because it's on a very serious note. It's soupy underneath. So there's no way you're going to have binding and in compaction. Folks, I'm going to go into it a little bit tonight so at least people understand some of these things we're talking about. When you're trying to achieve compaction, you're trying to align the particle, the earth particle, the ground particle, to align it so they will be able to hold each other. And that's the intent. And how do you do that? Because when you put the dirt on the ground, it's loose. So there's no way they're going to be holding each other. The coincidence there is not there yet. So you try to beat the roll. I say beat the roll. I'm not going to use any kind of engineering term here tonight. Beat the roll. So when you try to beat the roll, you're trying to align the earth particle, the soil particles, so they will be able to hold each other. That's the reason of trying to do compaction. But if you're putting these things down in the rainy season, first of all, you have already defeated yourself, because there is no way water and anything else, water going to dilute. There's no question asked. There's no question asked. Water do not evaporate easily, especially mixed with clay. And if you're not a trained engineer, you're gonna be fooled, because the earth gonna absorb the water, and you think that you have a dry soil. No, you don't, because the observing part, the water stay in the soil. The water stay in the soil. In fact, this is how you come up with water content into the soil, by having a wet soil and weighing the wet soil, the weight of the wet soil. You write it down. Then you take that wet soil and put it in the oven, like you're cooking, and heat it up until the water evaporate. Then you weigh the dry soil. When you weigh the dry soil, you subtract that dry soil weight from the wet soil weight. The difference is your water content. Simple as that. So just imagine if you start putting dirt on the wet road and it's raining, what happened? You got no oven on there to dry it. The water stay in there. But I'm going to get to that. Folks, tonight program, I'm going to be doing two things. One is I'm going to do my best to lecture, to show you some stuff, and I will show you some fixes. Okay, I've shown you some fixes here last time, but I will try to explain that a little better. Okay, so let's go ahead. This is Dr. Weir. Let's go at Dr. Weir during the election. The same thing that is happening now, people walking in the mud. Dr. Weir has the ability. He could have rented a helmet cutter. He didn't even have to touch the ground. He was running a campaign, and they have money. CDC have money. There was no question asked. So he could have rented himself a helicopter and fly it all over. Go from town, dry area to dry area. But he decided, I believe he decided to walk in the footsteps of his brothers and sisters, because he too live in Liberia, and he has heard, even if he has not experienced it, I'm sure he have heard that when the rain roll cut all over most part of the interior part of Liberia is cut off because it's not a decent road. So when he was at this particular area, I'm not too sure what is it, but in the background you'll see the white truck get stuck in the mud. So Dr. Weir got out of the car. He could have said, you know what, I'm not going that far. I'm turning around. Let's go back. Let's go back. The people, they will hear about me. But he didn't do that. He decided, I'm going to forge on. And he decided to go on, walk in the mud. And this, folks, I'm continuing to show. But what happened with this particular video, as far as I'm concerned now, it seemed like, and I'm not too sure what I'm correct on that, but it seemed like Dr. Weir has forgotten this particular video. Because if he remember this video, I think most of it, I don't expect him to do these things overnight. I don't expect that. But I expect to engage this process. I expect to mobilize folks to actually discuss the solution that the southeastern side continue to suffer, the solution to these problems. I'm understanding now there's another bridge. I thought they fixed it, and I'll show you the bridge. My son was telling me that bridge has not been fixed. What's happening now, there's a certain group of people in the area of that bridge that when you pay them, they bring those how do you call it, sheet metal bike for you to drive over there. If you don't pay them, they don't have no sheet metal. So the bridge is open. You can't go through. Folks, this is not how we're supposed to be running a country. Let me go on. Let me play this video. And these things are very emotional for all of us because this is the country we know. Well, you can stay here in America and get your $1 million. Where have you? You will not be certified. You're Liberian. I'm not going to pull punches here tonight. You can live in your mansion. You're not certified. Even when you're in your mansion, with all of the amenities, all of the good things in our house where you're living. Once you hear a phone call and they say Liberia, your whole spirit change because that is your home. And so let us don't fool ourselves thinking say we have good life in this country. Yes, we do, and we thank God for America, and we say thank you, America, for giving us the opportunity. But nothing is better than home. No matter where you are, no matter how rich you are, Liberia is your home, and you will always carry that burden. As long as people in Liberia continue to suffer, you will always carry that burden until you die. I say so. Samson told Liberian Public. Let's watch this video, folks.
Let's make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. I don't need show the road. You must stay. We're going to junior that before. No, I beg you. Let's make sure you do that same thing for you can hold.
There you have it, folks. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Like I said, I'm going to be doing roles here tonight. The next video I'm going to be showing you before I go into the process itself is the video that I found recently of people traveling to the southeast, and they got stuck on the road. They couldn't even make the road. They can't make the hills. And for some reason, Liberians, I'm not too sure, maybe because I was young and have nothing, no idea of engineering or what, but it seemed to me Liberians are fascinated with steep grades. I'm not too sure. You have another one they call Tower Hill, where my good friend and brother died the last time. Tower Hill, that thing is more than what, almost 12%. What is that? What is that? You can only get grade when you want water out of the area quick. Yeah, but then what? Then what? Okay, so the fascination about curves in Liberia and the steep grades in Liberia is unbelievable. Anyway, let's look at this video, and then I'll come back at the end of that to go into some things that I want to discuss here tonight, and all is about rules. So, folks, and I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to show, but I will be talking about it. Okay, so let's watch this video. This is a video of that I found recently on the internet, where young people going to the southeastern side of Liberia, and they were having difficulty going through this area. And one of the things that I want you to watch this video, look at the surrounding, and look at the trees, the vegetation. See how green the vegetation is. Now, what that indicates is that particular area, I'm not going to call it swamp because I'm not there, but the fact that the green vegetation is there, it indicates to me that that particular area collects lots of water. And so the vegetation is they're able to maintain their drinking habit, whatever you want to call it, and as a result, they're very green. They're very green. So if you have a hillside, if you look at the vegetation on the hillside, even in the rainy season, you will find that it's not as green as the one down the hill, because they all plenty water. Okay, so let's look at it. I just want you to observe something here, so you will know why that area people are having so much difficulty, because most likely that would be like the lowest spot on our road. And you can look all around there. There is no bus cover, no drainage system whatsoever. It doesn't take much. It shouldn't take much to provide drainage. Because here's the thing. These roads that were put down, anything you do, if you open a road, you are now trying to engage nature. And the nature have already established all of these things, the tree, the waterway, the creek movement, and everything that's there. If you're trying to realign those areas, even if you do not come out exactly as nature have it, you have to try your best to at least come close. Because if not, if you deviate from that particular way the nature has, if you deviate from it, you're going to have issues, because you're not going to stop the water that's been flowing in that area over and over and over in 200-300 years. And all of a sudden, you're going to put a road on there and expect that your road will be a dam and collect and all the water, they will somehow you will force the water to another area. Here's the other thing that you need to do. All of these things that I'm talking about, they're based on elevations. Elevation is the difference between different heights on the road, heights of hills, based on elevation based on sea level. Let's put it that way. Sea level is 0. So as you get away from sea level, coming upland, you get your elevation becomes higher and higher and higher. So all of your creek, all of your water, if they have the way, they all want to gravitate towards the sea, because sea level is 0. So if you have that knowledge, what I just explained to you, you will know that when you get into a construction site, the first thing that you want to look for as an engineer or as a construction person is, how do I drain this area? Because what you're trying to do as a construction person, what you're trying to do is to try to somehow change the nature construction. You're trying to put your own construction in there. And if you're doing that, you're going to have to provide means how to drain the area. And if you don't drain it, you have what we have now. Watch this. Samson told, like I said, I'm going to do my best here tonight to try to explain to you without going deep into engineering, because I'm not even going to go into that. But let's look at this.
Yeah?
I'm gonna hold you again.
Yeah, coming there.
I will come down.
You come down. Who will go?
2 cars coming now.
Cars coming. Car in the
Cars
But
coming.
I see it's coming down, so they can't put it behind you.
No, they tell us do it fast.
Yeah, do it fast.
Do it fast. Go all that man.
Hey man, if you are going to do it, then tell them one more.
No, leave it like there. No, it's coming far away. No, Baba, wait. No, stop them one. Like it, we will like it, we will. Hey, Kabu.
Just pass it inside. You can't put it in it.
We want it lock.
As you can see, this is the hero the boat band talking about. This hero that we served last night, and we are still here because of roadblock. No way for people to climb the hill, and we are waiting to change one of the tires in the front because it have no grip. And we have no cable here now with us, trying to look for cable and haul our car on the mud and go all the way.
Huh? Amen. Yeah.
We are now close to Tabeta. Close to Tabeta. It is not easy. Serving hunger and we are still in hunger. The situation like in Liberia now is too bad. Getting hard now in the country of Liberia, especially the Nigerian. Also, let's see the southeastern. And people from the back too, they are feeding it. They are finding it difficult in Liberia. Mark and control people. Yeah. Mark and control people.
You will go. You will go.
I'm going to down there. Well, you'll take the cable from there. Huh? You're taking from there. What do you say that? Fuel in a car? The hill is too slippery. And we're getting it hard. Now we are looking for our lesson plate from the front. We cannot find it. So we are still checking from mud to mud. Slippery hill.
So there you have it, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Let's go a little bit deeper here tonight on this slippery hill as a guy. But one of the things I noticed on that video, though, the guy was talking about hunger. And in the background, you saw that chicken, hen, or rooster in the background. That to show you the level of patience of Liberians. That particular the video that I just showed you, the chicken in the background, chicken going around, they're hungry. They didn't kill people chicken. That's the height of civility, folks. So you can't say Liberians are not civilized. No. Because they knew, even though they were hungry, you heard the guy complaining about food. But they did not kill that chicken. And I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to them, even as much as hard time they're having. Now let's go back into the role itself. You heard a guy describing the role as being very slippery. First of all, the steep grade is about, like I said, almost 8%. So in the dry season, the cars and everybody drive on that. Well, when your tire moving, when its tire spinning, it picks up dust, it loosens some gravel. What happened is this. When they loosen the gravel uphill, okay, when the rain comes, because the gravel is the gravel, I mean the rock don't just travel easily in the rain like that. You know, yeah, you say where water will carry rock. You hear that one? Because rock is a little bit heavier. Now let's be serious. So the dust come down. But what's happening is there's the friction between the dust as the dust turns to mud and the actual hard clay. There's nothing in there. So you have sliding friction. And when you do roadway design, when you do asphalt or even rigid, which is concrete, at the end of your construction season, they do what they call skate test. See how much friction that the concrete will be able to produce. And so they have the machine that comes out. And in the back of the truck, they have this machine. And they put the machine down on the concrete. And it's run by motor. They start the motor. And not only do they start the motor, they pour oil on the concrete and let the tire spin. And all of a sudden, the guy will press the button to try to put a brake on it. And the time he pressed to when the thing stopped, he measured that to see the friction level. Over here, you don't have friction. There's nothing. Or maybe you have friction, but it's sliding. Sliding friction is there. I'm not going to say you don't have no friction. There's friction, but I won't even count that because there's no resistance. You know, the friction there, it doesn't resist anything. And that's one of the things when you're sliding boxes, because of the contact area between the box and whatever that is sliding on, the friction will stop the box from going as fast as they can. And that's why those of you that work in these factories and stuff like that, okay, they have these rollers. And the reason why the rollers spin, they don't want it to stop. They slope it down a little bit, but they have these rollers, okay? And you put whatever you put on it, they roll it, and take the boxes, they take it down quicker because of the roller. And on both ends of the roller, they have bearings. And inside the bearing, they have balls, little balls, so they all just spin like that. So because they're trying to eliminate the friction. In this situation, we don't want to eliminate the friction. Because if the car is running and there's no friction, the tire just going to spin. Because nothing to hold on. Let alone you're asking this car to go on an 8% grade. And 8% grade, folks, is just like those of you that have a steep driveway. It's just like a driveway. And if you live in the East Coast when it snows, you know how difficult it is to try to stop the car. It's a similar situation here. Okay? So I'm saying here, these things can be taken care of. These things can be taken care of. But the people do not have the maintenance ability. I'm not too sure why. They got money. Money in Liberia. They're not broke. people there that are rich in Liberia money. But you people have to engage these people to actually invest. But how do you invest into something when you know you're not going to get nothing in return? Why would you want to put money in something that you're not going to get anything in return? And these are the kinds of stuff that are giving us hard time. I told you before, when I was doing the video here the other day when I get caught up. Let me now play you one other video when I went back home. At that time, it was not raining. It was dry season. But I got to this part, and I tried to access what was happening. And then I recognized that when it rained, this place, people will go nowhere. Because the dust in our area was just too much. And I know very well that the dust is going to turn to mud. Let's watch that. Samson told LeBron Public Radio, folks, I'm on the road here tonight. And these are specifically this particular area of Liberia, the southeastern end of Liberia. Folks, it's just a matter of time before people get really angry with the government. Because if the road quarter, they're not going anywhere. Somebody died in a village. They're not able to take the body to the morgue to be able to have a funeral. If somebody is sick in the village, they can't move the person from one place to another because bad roads. What are we doing? Yes, still we allow logging company to go to these places in the southeastern and log and take timber out of there. But we do not insist on these people to put a decent road, even as much. If they're taking the timber out, they're not giving us road, but the little good road we have, they drive on that road and mess it up more. It's raining now. You're not going to see any timber truck on that road. No, because they know very well that if they put a timber truck on the road, they're not going to make money. They're going to spend money fixing truck. So by this time, everything ceased. They stop all the logging business. Then when the dry season comes out, then they pick up the logging business with planks and things for the truck. And they're not providing the road, but they utilize this little road that we have, taxi driver to be using, a little pickup truck to take people from point A to point B. Then the heavy trucks, they come on this road that are not regulated. And they drive on it. And nobody can say anything. They mess the road up more. Then when the rainy season comes, our people are suffering. And when I went to Liberia, I was on ELBC, and I made that situation clear. Why don't we have restriction on what truck is supposed to be using particular road? These trucks driver, these trucks owner, they have money. You can explain to these people that own these trucks. Because here's the other thing. They're also losing money by not running in the rainy season. Or those who was running and they got caught by the rain, they get stuck in the mud, they're losing money. They're not going to leave the truck there. They're going to do all they can to get that truck out of there. So they're losing money, but we need to explain to them. Somebody need to get them involved. To make all of us, the truck driver, the truck owner, the road owner, the citizen themselves, all of us to understand the importance of maintaining this road. Because we're all going to use it. It messed up now. The truck driver not using it. The taxi driver not using it. The citizen themselves, they're not going anywhere. So nobody's untouched. Everybody, every one of us will be affected. Because we're not coming together as a group to attack a particular issues that perhaps if we put our head together, they say two hair better than one. But in Liberia, they say one hair better than one. Why would you do that? You must have government officials that will engage the truck drivers and explain to them the importance of having a weight station. Because here's the other thing. You, a sincere truck driver, you say, you know what, I don't want to overload my truck because I might be affecting the road. But what's about the next person? He's going to overload because there's no regulations. So he's going to overload, and he's affecting the same road that you're going to be using tomorrow. So you have to make these people to understand the importance of all of us working together. This we don't have in Liberia. And I've been arguing it for years. In Liberia, we're so blessed. You know the must stuff here? We don't have many must lie. We're so blessed. Yes, the other thing, in Liberia, they got poo cleaning organization. Every little group that has something. In fact, they got Zoko organization. They have leadership. So every little thing, taxi driver have organization. They have leadership. Truck driver, you name it, they have them. So the system is already set for effective communication process. Because if you call the leadership of each one of these groups, for example, if I was there, I would call the leader of people who utilize the road and make them to understand that the road is a facility. Just like any other facility need to be maintained. Number one. Second thing, make them to understand this road, if you don't fix it, it's going to cost you money. And explain to them the effect of having a bad road. Folks, if people understand what you're talking about, and they feel the need that perhaps they themselves, their adverse action is affecting them in their pocket, they will come together. There's no question. Nobody's stupid. Everybody wants money. So if you explain to somebody how their action or the action of someone else is affecting their daily activities, they will come together. But nothing like that, nothing. They just get ready and say, we're going to build roads. And they go to this community, they're going to build roads. They don't even have conversation with the community. My son was telling me some of these community roads are tearing apart. That was just fixed recently. I'm not too sure how true that is, but that's what I heard. Because why? People want to do things quick. Road construction is not a quick thing. Yes, you can do things quick. We have an area here in Sacramento. They call it the book section, downtown Sacramento. The place is lower than the river, Sacramento River. So the place, the seepage, the water keep coming up. So they ask a contractor, because it's a major highway and you can't stop it, you can't even close it. Highway 5, you can't close it. It's a major transportation hub. You can't close it. Transportation facility. You can't close it. So what it did was, okay, how long can you do it? He said, I can do X, Y, and Z. That's okay. We pay you X, Y, and Z over than what you're charging to do it quicker. So what did he do? 24 hours. He put people on it. But they're not doing it in the wintertime. They're not doing it rainy season. But because of the time limit, he decided to put as many people as you can. You can't do that. Contractor has a contract. He doesn't have to build road in the rainy season. It's defective already. But let's go back into the communication process. I'm going to break it down for you little by little tonight, and hopefully you get what I'm saying. Let's do the communication process. So you're lucky. You have all of these taxi drivers. You have all of these truck drivers. They have leadership. You don't have to meet with all of them. First, you initiate the conversation with the leadership and engage them and feel what because they know what their people are thinking. They will also tell you some of the problems they're facing with the police. They will tell you some of the problems they're facing with the law. How people try to do this and do that. All of those things can come together and be fixed. You can't fix the truck driver and their utilization of the road and leave the police harassment on the side. It's not going to work. Because the truck driver, this is one of the things they do. Say, for example, a load of truck. It's going to cost, say, fuel and everything else, $200. But they charge the owner of the goods. Instead of $200, they charge him $250. The $50 is to bribe their way throughout. Because when they get to a specific area, the gate say, how can you overload? He say, oh, I'm sorry, you have $20. He's not losing. The people who own the road are the loser. The truck driver already have that $50 in hand. He ain't touching a profit. What part of it we don't understand? So he can go and bribe these people until the $50. By the time the $50 finish, he's already there to his destination. So he's not a loser. But by engaging them, you make them to understand sooner or later they're going to have to face some issue they don't want to face. And that is to fix trucks. Because in order to fix a truck, the parts dealers is not going to tell you, say, come bribe me. If the part costs $50, you're going to pay $50. But if you explain to the truck driver, if we maintain this road together, the truck that you're supposed to fix next week, maybe this part that's supposed to have been broken will stay on for another year. And you will make more money. Once they understand that concept, they will help you. They will help you to care, because every one of those truck drivers, you think the person get out in the morning to just go drive? They want money. The truck's owner, they want money. If you can show them how to save money, they will work with you. There's no question asked. They will work with you. So that's the communication aspect that I have. Let's go on. So you talk to them, you talk to the leadership. So okay, Mr. To, thank you for respecting us, for bringing us this far. We understand. We ourselves we're concerned with it. They'll start telling you things. But the thing here, they're not us alone. The police people, they always doing it. Okay. The next time you have a conference, you bring the police on board. So they themselves will understand. Yes, why they need 2 cents, 3 cents here to send their kids to school. Guess what? They depend on their salary. And you explain to the police. Because you're bribing, taking bribe from this truck driver. The truck driver, if he's violating the rule, the money that he's supposed to put in the internal revenue, it's not coming there, it's coming to you. But you alone. What happened to all the other brothers and sisters that are in the police force? So when you start tying this thing around each of us, how we need to be responsible, and you will find out very quickly that people will jump to it. Even the Monrovia city, they say it's dirty like that. What kind of human being on earth that like dirt? Especially Liberians. Especially Liberians. The people like clean like that. Liberian people so much like love to clean. What? Yeah, my people will suffer. Liberian people, even the old lady that live in the villages, when you go to those villages, they're clean. They get up in the morning and use that broom to sweep. Many Liberian people love to clean. But look at the city. Because you refuse to make them part of the process. They feel that they have nothing to lose. They feel that they're not engaged. So what's the point? That the people think. The people are cleaning, man. In the meantime, they themselves are taking in the dirt and the smell. You think they're not tired with it? But if you make them feel that this city belongs to them, if you make them feel that this particular road they're driving on belongs to them, they will take care of it. Ownership is the most important thing every one of us want in life. You want to own something you will call it your own. But if these kinds of communications are not being effectively delivered to the user, to the end user of the road, then who cares? When Rini, I was telling Maria, I'm coming. But if you explain to them the access they're going to have, because then you can even have tourists that will come in our country and want to travel all the way to Grand Gide. They want to travel to Lofa County. They want to travel to Bomi County. What a row. What a row. These are things that continue to affect our economy. I'm not an economist. I got no clue, but I know one thing for sure, which makes sense. If you have a decent road that can take me from Monrovia to Zwedru in less than 4 hours, 5 hours, why would I not want to take zinc over there to build? Why would I not want to take businesses over there to try to open business? You got Liberians here in the United States that got money. They can want to do business. But how are they going to do it? And then you sit there, you say, we want money. The money is wasting. You don't want it. You have to open your eyes. Simple as that. Simple as that. There's nothing magical about it. It's the organization process that is hurting us. You take somebody who has no knowledge and put in the position that perhaps he's a relative, perhaps he's a friend, perhaps he's a friend of a friend of a friend, but they cannot produce. So they affect that level in that area, and it's also go down the line. Why is it that Liberians are not engaging the international community to see Liberia as my people, with something else? Many countries in the world are hoping and crying for youthful citizenry. What do we have in Liberia? Youth, young people wasting. When you're young, but those of you that are old now, just like me, when you were young, 19, 18, you used to walk on fire, pretty much, because you don't think anything can happen to you. But right now you're old. Before you step your foot outside of your door to the step, you got to look. Make sure the children toy is not there, because if you step on it, your knee going to go twist somewhere else. So you're worrying about that. But when you're young, you care. You step on it, who cares? Yeah, nothing going to happen to me. That's being young. And we have young people in Liberia that we're supposed to train and make sure they help us make money in our country. They're wasting the energy. Look, when they get in the street, when they start sinking, sometimes I just look at them and tears fall in my eyes. Because the energy these children are wasting. They're trying to vent the energy because they got nothing else to do. They don't have anywhere else to carry this energy. So anything they're ready to come out, whoa, they got to express the energy. But if you have people, you have leaders who would look at those kinds of things, these children, then let me see what I can do. And you go and look for Liberians, young Liberians as well, but a little bit educated. Not even a little bit, but highly educated, who can bring that energy to a level that will harness that energy in the benefit for all of us. I give you an example. Road. Let's just take for road. You decide you want to build a road, and you employ some of these young people. They're strong. Their bike not going to give up right now. You put me on our road, I fool can't live a shower. So my bike will give me hard time. I beg you. But if you put young man over there, he will lift the shovel. He will be able to work hard. All you need is somebody to guide that energy. And this we're not doing. I was watching public work video the other day where the public work, I think it's a system minister, complaining that they were in the process of getting a loan, but because an article that was written by some newspaper, the loan company got cold feet. Are you kidding me? If you're truly negotiating for loan, you think the company then, yeah, they will be pay their mind to those things. But if you convince them of what you're doing is something that will benefit all of you and the company, you think they will say no? Folks, these are kinds of stuff that if we don't pay attention to, they will hurt us. I'm talking, and I'm just giving you an example right now. Let's just take for example. If I were to get on the air right now, this government did this. This government stole this much money. The government is not welfare. These people, you know how many people will be on my page right now? This is exactly what I'm talking about. We're talking about roles, conditions that are affecting our brothers and sisters back home. I sounds into talking to my engineering business. Who got time for that team, man? Okay. Let's go ahead. I was here last year. I told you guys that we'll continue with this process. Because those that are supposed to be in charge to help us resolve some of these things, they're not looking at it like that. The superintendent and the leadership of Grand Judea County, quite recently, they was in the news that they were going to put stuff and fix the road. So what did they do? They got some dirt to fill in some area. Well, if you're going to do that, wonderful idea. But first of all, the dirt have to be dry, number one. And the area where the dirt going to be applied also have to be dry, second. The third thing is this, and this I also saw in Monrovia. I was living on Dupont Road. Well, not living, but staying on Dupont Road. And I saw they were trying to extend the Dupont Road going towards rail light. So what they did was, and that's exactly what these people do all over. They took these dirt. You know what a dirt made of? They have stone, they have boulders, they have rocks, they have dirt, they all mixed. But they decide to put them on the road at the same time. If you put a boulder like this on a road, it sits down, and you put dirt on it, which one gonna sink first as they drive over it? It's the dirt. The rock not going anywhere. So within the next, within just about 2 or 3 days, if you're driving on that road, all the rocks sticking up because the dirt have already settled, but the rock going nowhere. Here in this country, or any other place, they have what they call separate. My people, these things are just common stuff. Before you do these things, do some little research. With government, public work, or anybody, we're going to post something that, okay, what we're going to do. Let's have a meeting. What exactly we're trying to achieve here? We're going to put dirt on this road. Okay. What in this particular, what would not be good for the road? Rocks. If you put rock down, car will be going to go back all over this place. You want smooth road. Okay. They have what they call separator, and you can make it yourself. You take steel bar, okay, and you make a frame. You can make the frame about maybe 10 foot by 7 foot. And then you lay bar across, maybe 2 inches apart, 3 inches apart. It doesn't matter how much rock you want falling through. Basically, what you're doing, like the people will do with palm butter, you're sifting the dirt. There are certain size of rock that you can put on the road, and you'll be able to drive smoothly. There are certain size of rock you put on the road you can't move. So those you want to separate. So you take that separator, you have a box, and you put those the stuff you just fixed, and you take the rock. the front end loader, the people are using Zvedru to yes, Samson to LeBron. Front end loader they were using Zvedru to fix road. You take that because that's what they call it, front end loader. It's not front end grader. I look at it, I laugh. That not front end grader. That grading is you take the machine. They got blade underneath. And it goes as you, because the wheel in front, the wheel go past the area and the blade comes after the wheel. It's a front end loader because you're taking the dirt up. So it's at the very first thing you do, put the blade down and lift. It's a front end loader. But the people using Zvedru to build road. If you think I'm lying, go check that video. But anyway, so you take that front end loader, take the dirt that you're going to spread on the road and separate the dirt from the rocks, from the boulders. And those rocks can also be used, yes, with suffering, my people, with suffering. Those rocks that you separate, you can use them as a revetment. If you don't even want to use revetment, you can use them as energy dissipator against some water coming too fast and you rolling some stuff. So if you put those rocks on there, the water can't hit it, it slow the water down, it slow the speed of the water down. That's why they call it energy dissipator. It slow the process, the water, the speed of the water is slowed down. So by the time it hit that stuff, it ain't got no force to erode anything. So you not killed two birds with one stone. The rock the dirt you brought to put on the road, now you separated, you got rocks now you can use for other things. And then the remaining you put on the road and you grade it. But they came and left everything they tried to grade. But when they tried to grade, the grader blade were picking up the big rocks. They got to put it somewhere. So they decided to leave it there. Dupont Road. As soon as you leave the quota area and you're going to what you might call, you're going to red light, Dupont Road. As soon as you leave the quota, you'll find that area is still not good. It's still having issues. And they will continue to have issues until they fix that. And this, my people, will continue to do. We will continue to have that. There's no question asked. We will continue to have these kinds of stuff. Why? If you ICE doing these things, ICE question. Let's go back to Grand Jide. Before I play my video, let's go back to Grand Jide's county. We have Grand Jide Association here in America. The leadership of Grand Jide Association know almost every one of us. What you can do, what you can't do. And these people, one of the things that I thought they would do, Grand Jideans here in the United States will be willing, free of charge, to give them helping hand in terms of administration, in terms of putting ideas together how to run effective government. Of course, Grand Jide County is not a government, but the effective whatever. Because they will be able to put things together. I'm not going to call names now, but you got some young people in our community, very smart, leading big company in the area. The company using that energy that I've been talking about in the young people. The company in America, they will use that energy after the young people and make profit. They will pay them. They will pay them good money. But they're making profit out of them. Because these young people, their mind is so fresh. They come up with different ideas to make the company money. Whereas in Liberia, who do they have? Imaya Shah. Samson told folks, I'd have to laugh. Okay? Imaya Shah, highly educated. Don't get me wrong. Smart. But how far can he go now? He started with Totman. Toba, Doe, Taylor, what's his name? Dr. Sawyer. Everybody else except for Ellen. Now with Dr. Weir. What kinds of idea that he has not put forward that he's going to put forward now to help? Where you have young people, smart, They're being utilized in this country, making money for people. You will not touch them until when they get old, then you say, oh, can't work. What are they going to do now? No. Then you got something told. Big mouth on the radio. These are kinds of stuff that I'm talking about. You harness that energy of the young people. I'll give you an example. Young man, highly educated here in the United States. You call him back to Liberia. You think you think these young people don't want to make money? They know you're not paid there. But here is some of the things. Some of them will say no. But some will say okay because they got mom, pa, brother, cousin, everybody there. So they're thinking to themselves, okay, if I get involved, I will be able to help to educate my other brothers and sisters. So they're coming to help you, thinking they're coming to help, knowing fully what they're also going to be helping their own people. And this is what you call development, folks. Again, Samson told LeBron Public Radio, let me show you another video here. This is a video when I went home. And I was doing some raw video. This coming Wednesday, though, I will be talking strictly about the economic summit in let me take small water. Economic summit in Liberia. I will be talking about that. So, but anyway, let's watch this video, and then at the end of that, I'll come back and then I'll pick up the construction aspect. Now that we don't, I hope I try to satisfy you with the communication portion of this whole process I'm on tonight. Let's go ahead. Let's go to the video, and then you will see. But I also want you to watch the video. Once again, look at the surrounding of the area. And I try to do my best to tell you, because all of the problem we're facing with the road, all because of water. And it's not because it's, it rains, just watch it. No. It rains, the water have no other place to go, so it settled in like a pond. And then you have these people want to drive through the pond. Let's watch this. Samson told LeBron Public Radio.
You need to watch this.
Look at it, Josh.
See what happened to the car? See this? This is one of the area that you hear ground, you get road cut off. Here is this, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I just hope I don't meet up with snakes. But if you look back here, and I'm going out in the bush now to show you. If you look back there, there's a creek. This is a lowland. All of the water coming out of this area, they come to the lowland and they want to try to cross the road. But they didn't provide any kinds of drainage system here that will be able to allow the water to go through. There's a bridge over there. They have a bridge that's supposed to be spanning the creek. But what is happening, and I haven't been up there. How you doing, sir? I'm not up there yet. I'm going there. But I will just predict to you right now to tell you what is happening. What is happening is this. Most likely upstream, the water coming from upstream, but downstream is not clean. So the bridge, most likely, is filled up and the water come this way, because it seemed to me, even though the bridge is over there, but it looked like this is the lower spot. So all of the water in this area here sets here. To make it worse, I showed you the truck earlier. You have truck that comes in here, the weight is too much. And if you look at these things here, folks, I'm getting ready to do some serious engineering on you here this afternoon. Samson told. Watch this, watch this, watch this. This thing didn't just happen overnight. If you look here, I'm going to show you. If you just look here, you see here? This is the topsoil of this area. But what I want to show you is the separation. As the truck gets in here, the weight of the truck on the soil create the down low fraction of the road going down. And so you have this thing breaking up. It's breaking up now. You can see it because it's in the summertime. The sun, the place is dry. But if it is wet, you can't see nothing. So everything is soapy. The place is so soapy. The ground is so wet. You can't get anything. So what these people try to do, which is a little bit of a good engineering, they go and get logs to get traction. But what they're doing in return is, as they put, if I hear some paper here, as they do that, try to get traction, the road also going deeper. And if you look on the side, you'll see some tire marks. Okay? Same thing on the other side. Because these people say, well, I don't want to drive in the middle anyway. I'll go on the side. And as they go on the side, they create this type of situation. Look how far I am. Look at me comparing to this. All right? So, I come in. Here's the tire mark I was just telling you about. So if you have these kinds of stuff, this whole area is the lowland. Up there, you have a little hill, okay? The water coming out. So when the water comes out, it goes into the creek here. But as I told you, and I'm going to show you now, I hope I'm right. Maintenance is the issue here. Okay. Oh, the scour, I'm not worrying about that because obviously the bridge is going to have to be scoured because if the water, so that means the water is going that way. I can tell right away because if they fall out, it comes here, hit the wall, takes some dirt out. But what I want to show you is this. As soon as this guy leaves, I'll show you. Okay? Okay, like I said, the water was coming this way without me even looking. But if you go downstream, you will find out that the debris is so much that the water comes coming back on this side. And so if it filled up, it goes on the road. Same situation here. If you were to find your way upstream, you will find there's a lot of water comes out of here. So when it comes, they filled up. Because of that, some black down there causing the scour in it, and I'm not making it up. Look at this. This is supposed to be a wind wall. And look how deep it is now. The scour. All of these things caving in. Sooner or later, this road gonna go. And say start here, we're already in the shoulder. It's gonna start going out, this road gonna go the next rainy season. Unless people do something about it. So what I would have done, my fix, go ahead and put another box cover over there. Okay? Go ahead and put another box cover over there that will convey the water. And not only that, then you connect this water coming in to this point so that as it comes out of here, it goes out and get over there. Okay? So that would be my fix. But let's go in. I know we got more. But this is a very interesting one. Okay, so let's go and I will continue to tell you. If I thought of it, tell me, let me know. But I'm not making it up. This is the road to Grand Gita. You need to watch this. You need to.
Folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. That was the video when I went home. I have series of them I'm going to be showing you. And then at the end of it, I will wrap it up. Let's watch the next video. And see this video also in the same, that's the same route, southeastern. You see how bad things are. That was last year. And we're still facing the same thing. You go there again this summer, where the car you're looking at right now, and you'll find a deep hole over there. Let's look at it.
Oh, that's a sinkhole coming up. Slow down, that's a sinkhole. See? Go on. Go.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, go. This
Days upon days.
This one, I'm not going to say anything. I just want you to enjoy and look at it. Look at it. This is supposed to be a road. This is supposed to be a road. Look at it. I'm deep, almost 10 feet into this hole. This is supposed to be a road. The top of the road is over there, way out. But look where I am. This is supposed to be a road. Okay? And this is clay, folks. This is, look at it. Look. Look, it's clay. It's clay. Clay. You see it? All right. Watch yourself, son. Look at this. This whole thing. So as you can see here, they tried to do some stuff. It's not working. It's not working. So the idea is, what's this water coming from, you ask? Look up there. You see the hill? All of that water from the hill coming here. However, here we're supposed to be going straight downhill. Yeah, see? So when the water gets here, stop. All of the drain comes out here. But it made it worse by digging on the side, trying to fill this thing up. I just thought I'd show you. Very interesting. This is one of the major places where they say the road cut off. And you see why. And you see why. I'm glad that I'm here during the dry season. Because I doubt if I can handle this, knowing the stupidity that happened here. I know that very well. I know what happened here is not right. And then for me to stay here and watch that, that would have been very painful. Look at no drainage, no ditch. Where the drain gonna go? Where the water gonna go? All that water coming from the hill. Where do you expect the water to go? You don't provide any kind of drainage system. Where do you want the water to go? This is the bypass, they said. And the bypass right now, if you go up there, it probably look worse. Because all they do is just put a car on top of the hill for just a matter of time. Because you're going to experience the same situation. Okay? This is the bypass that they're supposed to have to go around. Okay? Sooner or later, you're going to be going into people's land. I'm surprised these people are not, because I bet the government's that's out of the right of way. Because I don't think they have anything more than 120 feet. So, all right, thank you.
Okay, folks, before I show you the last video, let me just show you something here very quickly. Liberia, we were somebody else, you know, one people's group suffering, the other group trying to bring joy to the citizenry. I mean, can you imagine if we were to put our act together? Why people are suffering on the southeastern road? Lone Star were putting Liberia on the map. Let's watch that. It's a very short video, but let's watch this, folks. I just thought that I'd do this. Let's watch.
Too pretty now. No time for that. It's just got to be direct. It's got to be effective. Is that a penalty? There's a huge decision for Jean Ouattara, and he has given it to Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone have a penalty in the 93rd minute. Liberia can't believe it. The celebrations have started. Well, we still have a penalty to come. There was penalty controversy in the first leg and in the second too. I think it was Swen who was adjudged to have fouled there. And what you can see by the looks on the Liberian players, they just can't believe what's happened. What drama in Freetown. A penalty in the 4th minute of injury time. Well, the fans are celebrating like the match has been won already. There's still a huge penalty to come. Whoever takes it will really need to hold his nerve. And my word, I wonder what's going on in Peter Butler's mind. Must have thought that his team were in the second round. That's football for you. And it looks like the captain, Bangura, is going to take it. He could make himself a hero. Umaru Bangura. Ashley Williams, who probably thought he was going to be the hero after the match. What drama. The captain steps up. It's Bangura against Williams. And there's a save! What a save from Ashley Williams! Well, there's no doubt now, Ashley Williams will be the hero in Liberia. Well, Sierra Leone complaining about something. Ashley Williams has gone down, he's clutching onto it. And the penalty has been saved by the 18-year-old, who's certainly written himself into Liberian history. There's some pushing and shoving. I don't know what the complaining is about. It was a poor penalty. Bangura needed to put more onto it than that. Now, Jean Ouattara has picked up the ball. And I think he's just ushering away the home players. It looked like Bangura slipped as he was taking that, but you've got to say that's an excellent save. The 18-year-old. And I think what Kai Kamara was complaining about was a handball. He said there was somewhere a handball in there. Well, Peter Butler, I'm sure, will be very, very thankful.
There you have it. I just thought that I'd show you the differences. Other people are suffering, can't even move, and other citizenry are trying to put some smile on the faces of those that are suffering because of bad roads and what have you. And that's who we are. That's who we are. We always find reason to see if we can come together. Folks, I just thought that I'd show you that. Let me show you the last video now, and then I think I'll just call it quit. I don't even think I want to do question, but I'll put question out there. Anybody want to call, you can call. But let's look at the last video now. This is the video we were on the last time, and we got shut down by the unforeseen some accident up the street. But anyway, this is the bridge. This is the bridge my son was telling me about, where people now, because it's open now, they will have steel plates. I mean, not the kinds of steel plates they use around here, but they have a steel plates that if you pay them money, they put it back on. If you don't pay them, they don't have no way for you to move. So let's watch this.
This too is Grand Jida Road. Can you make it? Can you make it? Okay. Look at this. Look at this. This is a road. Grand Jida Road. Grand Jida, River G, Sino, Maryland. Let's watch Opa goes through here. Easy, easy. Okay. And these are the things that trucks will be using. If you look at this already, it's already bent. Why? Why do we have this in Liberia? Why do we have this kinds of stuff in Liberia? Why? That means look at the steel rod in this bridge, the old bridge. And look, the bridge was it's a thick bridge. But now the design of this bridge, whatever the engineer used, how they calculated what weight that's supposed to be on it. As you can see, this is a failed bridge. Simplest mean the weight that was determined for this particular bridge is not what is being applied. So now you have this situation, very dangerous situation. You come in at night and you don't see this, you want to come on the other side, you're going to be swimming. That's all that I can say. I'll leave it as that. But look, I'm going to walk. I'm taking time away from you guys here today, but I'm sorry. I'm not going to have that kind of opportunity. I want to make sure that I have this kind of stuff. Folks, I'm walking. This whole area is a lowland. Lowland. There's a water over there, you saw it. Okay? This whole area is a lowland. I'm just showing you why Grand Jida roads are cutting off. And it's going to happen again come one rainy season. This is Samson Toe, of course, reporting live this afternoon. Of course, by the time you see this, it's not going to be live. But I want to show you some of the problems that people are facing. I just show you the bridge, how bad that area is. The water coming from up the hill here. This is a whole low land. There's no hills here. The only hills is on that side. Everything else is going that way. But here's what I want to show you. I just saw this here and I decided to walk. Okay? And I'm sorry if I'm taking your time, but I want to show you. The water coming out there, it gets in the area. Things say the bridge is good. No, it's not. So they get stuck here. It has developed, at this point, this whole area is muddy now. So the engineer or whoever the smart person is, say, okay, you know what? Let's take some dirt and try to make a new road. Forgetting to know that this is clay. And clay is a soupy area. Okay? Clay will take water in, soak water, and hold water. You know that. But look at this. So they decide to dig over there and fill this in. And as they do that, because of the soupy area, because of the soupiness of the clay with water in it, you can't go through. Once again, the smart people of Liberia, the smart engineers of public works, decided, you know what, we're not going to bother these trucks. You go ahead and take any amount of load and put it on our road, and we're not going to bother you. And here is the result. I'm sure right now it's dry. Look here, it's dry. Huh? Yeah, of course. Of course. It's dry, but look at this. This is all powder. You see it? Because it's not raining, so it's dry. But if it rains, that powder here will turn to mud. And all the way to the bottom. And you can't go nowhere. You're going to get stuck. And for days, these people from Grand Gita or Sino County, Maryland, River G will go nowhere. And they get stuck here. But mind you now, they're also paying taxes. They're not freeloaders. The Southeastern were not freeloaders. These people pay taxes to the government of the Republic of Liberia. But yet still, when it comes to good services, they're not getting nothing. Ridiculous. And here is the lowland I told you about. Now, if you watch this, from this side is hill, and as I pan around, you can see this is a lowland. I'm on top of the hill right now, but where's this water gonna go? Lift the road up, separation of a grade will do this for you. If you don't separate the grade, move the whole alignment. Put it somewhere else where you will be able to start fresh with new ideas, new design ideas that you're going to use. But if you come back and put this alignment right back here, you're going to be fixing a long time, and it's going to cost you a lot. Okay? So this is what I'm going to be doing most of the day. Thank you for your time. This too.
Again, folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. I was just, at that time, traveling to my hometown, Toll Town. And I truly was enjoying myself, to be honest with you. And but I just couldn't pass on the opportunity, knowing fully well that I can document some of these things. And it's a very sad stuff to see our brothers and sisters, smart, intelligent people, to behave like that. It was just too bad. I don't know. I really don't know. Give me a call, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Let me go on to the last segment, which is the construction part of it, all that I've been showing you. The construction aspect of these roads, they're not that difficult to do. However, the government must be able to pay. You can't say, ice a guy to say, you go ahead and do what they do now, what the government usually do, would say, you go ahead and pay and then we'll pay you back later. And then the guy will take his own money, pay for all this equipment and pay everything else, and then by the time come to collect, they don't have the money. So you're asking somebody to invest into your roles, but then when he coming to you for him to get paid, he can't get paid on time. He can't even get paid. How does he pay the workers? How do they continue with it? So many good contractors have found that out. International contractor, they don't want to forget it. So once again, as a entity, government, you're going to have to be sincere. You don't have to fix the entire road. No, the entire length from Ganta all the way to Maryland. You don't have to fix all of it. But you have to start. And then the next person who's going to come after you can continue. Because road building is not something you can do in one administration. I doubt it. Except if you're going to build overnight like they do in Monrovia, which are crumbling already. Okay? Then you can say, yeah, I can do this or I can do that. But if you're sincere and want a doable road, you will have to plan long time planning. Because if not, you're not going to be successful. So the construction, if you want to keep the alignment, as I was saying, if I have the power, I will move the alignment and start all over, because we're going to start fresh. But if you're going to keep the same alignment, remember that deep hole I was in? All of that going to come out. All of it. All of that dirt going to come out. And if you do that, some of the area where they have the side slope, almost like 90 degrees, if you don't want to do side slope 2-to-1, you can put a bench. Instead of having it coming down like this, you go down, you cut in, you go down, cut in. So before it's like a bench. Okay, you start here, boom, go that way, boom, go that. You see what's happening here? You're making it wider and wider and wider. Reason being is this. When you make it wider, first thing you're able to control the drainage from the top, because you're going to put some sort of a volley ditch in the top of the bench. So you slope it for you to be able to collect the water and tell the water where you want it to go. But we don't do that. Many of the roads in Liberia, people are driving and you have a ditch in the middle of the road. So most of the time, the driver try to bypass the ditch. So before you load, you have a road that's supposed to go like this, but you have a corner side like this, and you have in the middle nothing. Because everybody trying to go around the ditch. Whereas the ditch is supposed to be on the side of the road. If you slope your road, the road width itself, which is 12 foot, and which is supposed to be 12. If you slope it in Liberia, the slope of from the crown to the shoulder, they have 2.5%. I know that because I'm designing their road. I know that. Okay, that's the recommendation from Public Works, 2.5%, which is fine. Because most other places in the world, they do 2%. But because it has a tropical area, they want the water off the road as soon as possible. So 2.5%, that's fine. Okay? There's no big deal on that. Okay? But if you're going to do that, you must be able to have a place where that water that coming from your road, where is it going to go before it get out? You can provide a ditch. If you don't have the money to buy pipes and stuff like that, which is okay, but maintain the ditch. Yes, another thing. I told you earlier, you do separation between the dirt and the rocks. You use that rocks and align the ditches with rocks. When you're driving from Monrovia to Kakata, they have a ditch area where they do, yes. In hydraulics, they call it hydraulics jump. Okay, where the water come and hit something and they jump through, you know. There's a formula for that, but that's not what I'm going to be talking about. But on Kakata Highway, they have these on the ditch, inside the ditch, they have steps. I consider them hydraulic jump. They have steps. When the water come, go over the step like that, boom, then flow down there, go over another step. Here's what happening to that, and I thought that was very dumb. Because when you have water coming like this to jump over, when it's going down, it's shooting. It's not going laying easily. It comes with force, poop, and shoot. And undermine the process that you're trying to do. Before you know, the whole place is being eroded. So, but if you line the ditches with rocks, then people will say, but something, they will steal the rocks. If you put them down, they will steal it. Okay, if that's the case, embed them into concrete. But you must be able to have those things. Because if not, the water will come and erode the area. It will take your dirt. And the more erosion happens, the more your road start falling into. Because the dirt leave, another dirt want to fill it in. Okay, so the construction, you have to have people who know something about construction before you put them on the road. Forget about design. I'm not even concerned with the design this evening. But if you're not going to change the alignment, one time Gibson Gerald, my brother Gibson Gerald went home and he was driving Kakata Monrovia Highway and decided to do a video of that. If you watch Gibson Gerald video, he couldn't stay straight. He couldn't make some of the curves with the speed he has. His left tires, they're overlapping the road. Because that's the only way he could be able to stay in the curve. Because those curves that was there, they was built back in the 50s. Think about it. What was the car they have those days? And what was the speed you think they have those days? If you go 50, 55 miles an hour, that's of the top speed those days. So they put the curves in based on the speed of the car they have at that time. Nowadays, a car that these people are driving now, sometimes they go 125 or so. You want to maintain the same alignment, the same curve. What Tommy Bolan died. You want to maintain that same curve and drive the kinds of car you're driving today, and you don't expect accident? No. First thing, there's no sight distance. The curve, when they're driving those curves, they can't see ahead of themselves. Because when you bend in the curve, you're here, you bend in the curve, you should be able to see certain distance ahead of you. You don't have that. The sight distance is poor. Vertical sight distance is poor. Horizontal sight distance is poor. Okay? So those are the kinds of stuff, if you're going to do these things, for Christ's sake, if you're going to do this road to pave Kakata Maria Kakata Highway, which is paved neatly, cut the hillside a little bit. Give us something where when the person coming on this hillside, they can see ahead of themselves and not be afraid of the curve, and put some super elevation on those curves. Remember the other day, car going on the highway and flip over? There's no super elevation. So when there's no super elevation, as the car turning, the speed going like this, but the centrifugal force is going to force the car off the road. But if you bank the road and you bank it like this, and somebody driving over here, the speed will go, but he's not going to flip over because the road is banked. It's called super elevation. We don't have that. Okay? Those are the little stuff in our country that is hurting us. And the engineer, they know all about these things. They're not dumb. But for some reason, I'm not too sure why they can't explain it. Let's go to Monrovia, and that will be my last segment. Let's go to Monrovia. Those of you that take taxis in Monrovia, taxi driver coming, what do they put you? In the middle of the road. They don't have no shoulder. And people are saying, well, if they put shoulder on it, people are going to drive on it. Then what's the reason of having law enforcement? If the rule say you can't drive on the shoulder and somebody going to drive on the shoulder, that person's license need to be suspended or be taken away. But what do? They drive on the shoulder, the police come, they give him something, he say, okay, can't go. Next day, you'll do the same thing. And forget about intersection. Intersection. I call it the brave survive. If you don't care for your car, you can be the first to go. They have no rules. They forget about first come, first serve. They keep inching their way. Blowing horn. Until you brave. You don't care for your car. Well, I don't care. They make a script it. Then you will go through. But you get on that road and you say, I'm going to get people where you will stay there forever. Why? Why is that? Are we not capable of keeping simple traffic rule to ourselves? Look at the intersection between the main road, Tottenham Boulevard and SKD Boulevard. Okay, look at that intersection. You're coming from Monrovia on Tottenham Boulevard. There's supposed to be a left turn. It's supposed to have a left pocket. And the pocket is basically they call it pocket because that's what it is. The roads comes out and then it's get widening, and then you have 2 lanes, 3 lanes. But this people the group that are turning left, they park in there. You have to have a certain lane. They all park in that area until their time comes. Then they go. In Liberia, nothing like that. Even at any time. But man, like, I won't go. And they say, okay, come on, hurry up. No car, come on. That's not how it's supposed to be. The people put traffic, a symbol down. You stay until your time. You got people driving in Monrovia, especially the police, the army. They just take the whole side of the road that is not for them. There's 2 lanes, 4 lanes on Tottenham Boulevard, I believe. 2 going, 2 coming. Coming? No. 2 going, 2 coming. Okay. But what do? In the morning, they force themselves to have 3 lanes going, 2 lanes coming. Until they get closer to the police man, then they want to force themselves back into the proper lane. And here's what's happening with that also. They're slowing themselves without even realizing. Because you block somebody, the person you block, he's blocking another person in the traffic. Continuing like that. From EW Junction to downtown Monrovia. You'll be lucky if you make it in 3 hours. For what? All because we don't have no traffic control. We do. Those are kinds of stuff the information process starts. You think in this place here, you in the United States, you think people are smarter than every one of us? No. But they obey the rules. Have you not heard people go to traffic court and say, oh ma'am, or madam, or sir, you booked the light? Sometimes they just have the urge to go book the light. But now everybody booking the light. In Liberia, everybody booking light. Booking light is just part of the driving process. Then how are you gonna survive? How are you gonna function? And this behavior not only go for traffic, go from one section of the society to another. You go even hospital. They go in the hospital, they want to be treated right away. Instead of trying to stay in line, try to stay in the process. You go to the bank to collect money grant or something. You see everybody sitting down, standing up. No specific line. And that part is worse because they do who know you business. What kind of business is that? When do we get out of these things? We did who know you back in the 70s. We still doing who know you here today? When do we graduate from these kinds of behavior? These are behavior that continue to hurt all of us. All of us. Anyway, folks, tune in Wednesday, definitely. I will be bringing, hopefully I'll bring somebody who participated in the conversation of the economic how do you call it, forum the other day, and they seem to be impressed. Hopefully that will bring some. What I couldn't believe the names that I'm hearing that attended that forum. It's unbelievable. Why are they not? Maybe Dr. Weir was never engaged in. I mean, who be who in Liberia economic sector? Who be who? The real book economic book people that the people attending. Why have they not offered their help? First thing I bet you, as soon as this thing finish, and there's a recommendation coming from this group, they will want Samuel Twe out. Just say something to say. They will want Samuel Twe out because I believe that's going to be one of their how do you call it, reason to want to work with the government. Samuel Twe must go. They will say that. Anyway, folks, this is Samson to Liberia Public Radio. Tune in Wednesday where we will be bringing you some more information. I just thought that I'd redo this raw issue here tonight because it's very painful. I know a lot of people are not paying attention to it, but that's okay. That's okay because most of the people leave from here and go home to go bury. And sometimes they're thinking, okay, why don't you? Let's just wait. Let's hold mom or dad. Let's hold their body in Monrovia until dry season. Why? And here we are, every month, Liberians in the diaspora send nothing like millions and millions of dollars back home. But when somebody dies from the interior and they die in Monrovia, you want to wait until dry season. Why do we have to do that? Why do we have to do that? Is it because we're just incapable of doing anything? And then people say, but Mr. Towo, you here? Why you can't go? It's not the matter of me going home. You got smarter people over there that can do these kinds of stuff. But who do you have ahead of these things? That is the problem. People that you have are not capable of functioning, taking on these jobs. But they're there. Some of them that I know some of them pay heavy money to maintain those positions. For what reason? And here's the thing about the money people taking in Liberia, what have you, that people have been talking about. They're not investing in the country. They take the money and put it in the foreign bank. And the foreign bank take the money and loan it to their citizens to develop their country. You want your money there. Don't get me wrong. They're not using your money and say, we're not going to get, but they use your money to develop their country. And when they develop their country gain more revenue, then you go borrow from them to come do business in Liberia. Then you steal from your own people. Then you put the money back into. My people, enjoy a spotto. Okay, this is how to do it. Okay, they go to IMF. We want money to develop it. IMF say, okay, what you want? What we want to build roads? Okay, they get in the money. Then they take some cut for themselves. But because the cut is so huge, they can't do much with that kind of money in Liberia without Liberian crying. So they take the money and put it back in the same bank where they borrow the money from as individual saving. So the people say, okay, thank you. You think they're going to sit down on that money while their people need development? They take that money and give it to them as loan. And these countries use the money they give you, use it and build their country. You still owe them, and your money, the little money you put in the bank, they're there, but they already developed. They're making more money. Now you're going to go back because you shortchange your own people. You're going to go back again to go borrow, and then the circle continues. Make it worse now. The Chinese, when the Chinese come, they with all their cheap material, they come, but they're helpful. They're helpful, and that I give it to them. But the problem that I have with it is this: they come, they want to build road. They tell you, okay, you say $1 million a mile. Okay, we'll do 4 miles, $4 million. Okay, But here's the thing we're going to do. We'll let you have the money, but we'll bring in our own workers. And they take that $4 million and give it to their own work. They'll give it to their Chinese construction company or Chinese design company or whatever. So they're giving that money. When they take that money, they take it back to China. They're not going to invest in Liberia. So you owe Chinese government $4 million. And some of that $4 million are supposed to be invested in your country. Because here's the thing, if they give you the cash and you employ Liberian engineers, you employ Liberian construction company, you employ Liberians building the road from Ganta to Zwadru, you got these little villages. Those people are going to spend money in those villages. And the money they're going to spend in those villages, people coming to Morea to buy lapa. People coming to, because Christmas coming, people coming to Morea to buy shoes. The people who selling the shoe, the people who selling the lapa, they take some of that money and pay revenue to the government. The government takes some of that money, that revenue, and pay the salary of those employees. You see? They keep going like that. But you shortchange your people. Or Chinese come and say they get it then they get it $4 million to the people for Chinese to do the construction. The only thing you have is the road. Bad as it is, but you have the road. They not take their money. They spend 5 cents in Liberia. They take their money. Most of the time, the only thing they do to buy fuel, because when they come in, they bring their own equipment. They're not going to rent from any Liberian construction company. They bring their own equipment. They finish, they take all their junk and boop, go buy. All of that, the transportation of their equipment, everything is within the bid. So what are we getting? And you got Liberians in Liberia, in Monrovia, that got millions and millions of dollars. They're rich. Convince these people to invest their money in Liberia. But you must be able to pay back. In construction, if you're going to do serial construction, you're going to need construction equipment. Liberians have money, they can invest into that, provided if they're going to make money back. The fuel they're gonna use, Liberia can import the fuel to supply the construction company, provided they're going to get their money back. All of the equipment, all of the materials. You got people that have a dirt place they can do sand and gravel. You do that. You pay them. They start. That's how the economy is going to be. But we got money, we put it in our pocket. And we walk around with a millionaire. We're not doing nothing. And then every day you with people hungry, they got to do this. The politician, the opposition, the government not doing that. They themselves, some of the opposition, they're rich like nothing else. They're not going to take that money and put it in something they know they're not going to get profit by. The government have what they call self-finance. You finance a construction business, then they say they will pay you later. Sometimes when you go get your money, they say, I ain't got money right now. I just spent $2.5 million for equipment, material, and labor. The road is done. I come in from a Monday, you say, you ain't ready yet, you ain't got money. I'm not going to put back the money and even think about making profit. So I will come back again next time. We're not doing that. Construction is one of the money-making process if you want to move forward. If you want to move forward. It's just like digging diamond. Because when people go to diamond, they got to find food to eat. So the women then bring aloe and banana, everything at the diamond mine. They're making money. So this thing is not just one side issue. It's diversity. You spray it out, percolate, it go all over. But people have to be ready to think about it like that. Think that the money you're going to invest into construction is not sitting down and going all over Liberia. Not only will you get good roads, but by the time the construction is done, some people in that area will be able to have money to start businesses for themselves. Then you have private industry, private company coming up. Then they don't depend on government much. But right now, government fat, nobody's smelling. And you want to smell something, you got to wait until the government fat before you smell. How you going to live like that? And government depend on borrowing from other country. If the country say they today, the country people, we ain't got no money. Then in the meantime, the government struggling. Why will we continue to put ourselves up and in and out like that? Open up. Samson told. Folks, I'm going to let you go. And I will say thank you very much, those of you that stay with us. Let's just play this here for a minute.
Don't disrespect me because I get on papa. You will not disrespect because you see me the buffer. Don't disrespect me because I get on papa. You will not disrespect because I will on donga. We not build it, but we can make it happen. We not millionaire, but we can keep it popping. We not build it, we can make it happen. We not millionaire, but we can keep it popping.
Okay, folks, Samson told LeBron Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again this evening to joining us and staying with us. Those of you that stay with us, we say thank you very much. Not that you don't have anything to do, but of course, staying with LeBron Public Radio, we appreciate it. Perhaps the topic is not the kind of topic that you want to listen to, but yes, still you stay with us. We say thank you very much. What we're trying to do here is not to degrade, but to be factual. These things affecting our people. The raw issue in Liberia affecting our people. And you said here, you say, well, what can I do about it? Yes, you can't do a lot. You can't do a lot. Election coming up next. Election coming up next. You have to stay here and convince your brothers and sisters not to just vote their stomach. They must vote the interest of the country. People will come to them with Becker rice. People will come to them with sardine. People will come to them with red oil. Forget that. We've been doing that. They come and give you red oil, sardine, and pusawa. Then when the election over, you don't see them again. Look around this time, man. This time, look, make sure somebody tell you who they are and let them tell you the truth. If you believe what he's saying is the truth, you vote for that person. But don't vote your stomach anymore because you affect you voting for your stomach. But what happened to your children? What happened to your children? Look how much the school fee business in Liberia right now is over the roof. Who's going to pay that? Now your relatives here in the United States, you're asking them to help you, and if they can help you. But is that how you're going to live? Is that what God put you on the earth here? To depend on your brother and sister then? When you're going to do things for yourself? So vote your interest. And your interest is not somebody bringing you back a rice. Your interest is not somebody giving you a cup of rice. Those are cheap political stumps. You have to grow up. You have to get out of those things. Samson told LeBron Public. I said, good night. I will do more of these things here as time comes. Because this is what we have. If we vote people who have interest of the county, who have interest of the country, we will not be having these kinds of things. After 12 years, we still don't have decent road to go to Grand Union County. What happened? Folks, we need to do better than this. Samson, and this is not unique to Grand Union County. It's all over. It's all over. Except there are a few counties like Bon County, Nima County, Bassa, and stuff like that. They're closer to Monrovia, so they have good roads and things like Mount Givy and stuff like that. Okay, but if you're far, even in Nima County, if you're far off certain area of Nima County, you can't make it. You can't. Why? Why is that? I speak good, the man speak good, but because the man closer to Ganta, so you get better road. I speak Mana, the man speak Mana because the man closer to Ganta, so you get better. Why is that? The man pay taxes, I pay taxes. Why can't we have things evenly? We need to have the kinds of discussion. So the ideas of voting because you got Becker rights, you're killing us. You're killing us. You might have the Becker rights. What's about the brother and sister that don't have the Becker rights? Think about the future. Think about the future of the country. This coming election, Let's open our eyes. Let's open. And if you're here in the diaspora, start engaging people who say they want to be this and want. Start questioning them. So you will pass that info. If you're satisfied with that person, you pass the information on to your relative back home that this person is genuine. If you're not satisfied with that person, you pass the information on to your relative that this person is a fraud. We hear, we see. So that's the kinds of stuff you need to do. Samson told LeBron Public. Let me get out of here, folks. I will say good night to you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Let's see if Mr. Soul going to be coming on tomorrow. Wednesday for sure. Let's see. Wednesday I will be doing the economic stuff. I have a lot to talk about on Wednesday. Thank you very much. Good night, folks.
Onana ayama lokolo mwane sikolo mwa yepo zane kribu ya mure u lokolo tori ebolu